Being irresponsible to yourself. Okay, let's get into this. Dr. Robert Cassar, eartheracademy.com. Rethinking reality. You know, we start to think about responsibility when we get that from our parents, right? Maybe you get that from your schooling. Maybe you just get it from your friends. But then again, what's the difference between responsibility and irresponsibility? Usually when you're a child, you're irresponsible, right? Okay, and as you start to grow up, you become more responsible. But as you can see right now, you don't have to be, have your special glasses on to be able to see that most people are being irresponsible to themselves in many ways. So again, this goes deep. We're just going to keep it pretty shallow here, but but let's get into this again. Okay, so irresponsibility. We all know what that means, and you could be irresponsible to someone else, but we're just talking about to you, okay? Being irresponsible to maybe the things that you're connected to. You may not clean your car, right? You're being irresponsible. You may not clean your house. You're being irresponsible. Maybe you're not taking care of yourself, and that would be irresponsible. Now, when you're irresponsible, that means that maybe you're ignorant or you're just being lazy. So critical thinking has a lot to do with being responsible. It's because your responsibility makes it so others can go ahead and actually be responsible too. And if you're irresponsible, well, then other people usually around you to fix your irresponsibility, maybe, well, they become irresponsible too because they say F it, right? So with all the, you can call mandates, whatever you want to call it, going down right now, do you think being responsible to yourself would be to really look into a lot of things? And I'm talking a lot of things. So, education a lot of times is not what you think it is. Education is really what it is, right? Education. So, irresponsibility usually is something that, like I said, children have. But what I see now in the adults, if you're overweight, you're being irresponsible to yourself. If you're taking medications, you're being irresponsible, is because, remember, there's other things that are going on than just you taking the shortcut to see if you can get better from maybe not being responsible to yourself. There's like I said, let's say you want to be responsible to yourself and you're, exercising 3 times a week. And if you're not exercising 3 times a week, then you are being totally irresponsible to yourself. If you're fasting all the time, that's a good thing for a short time, okay? But if you do it too much, just like detoxification, just like anything too much, then what happens is that you start to be irresponsible to your biology because you're starving it. A lot of people taking the, different diets that this guy just cut in front of me with his dog. It's a green light, brother. All right, there he goes. He's being smart now. He's stopping. So, anyways, if you're overweight, what do you think's going down? Okay? You're being totally irresponsible to yourself. So, since you've got all the time in the world right now, okay, instead of watching the hell-o-vision, because that's what it is, it's a hell of a vision, right? It's not television, but it's one hell of a vision. And it's got a lot of good programming on it, right? If you need to be programmed. But if you observe the programming, then you can see what's being pushed on everybody, okay, to become irresponsible. So let's say you're exercising and you're wearing a muzzle. You're wearing a face diaper. You're being irresponsible to your biology, 1,000%. Why is that? It's because you're lacking oxygen. And if you're lacking oxygen, well, what do you think your body needs when you exercise? You need oxygen. All right? So, anyways, critical thinking. I see all these children running around, okay, playing soccer, football, whatever they're doing, and they're wearing a bloody muzzle. And I can see them, okay, and the parents are watching their children suffer and lose their oxygen, as you can see, and or they increase their carbon dioxide, because when you're breathing, remember, you're kicking out all your poison, right? That's carbon dioxide. That's plant food. And when you breathe in, you're supposed to get your vital energy from the oxygen, okay? But if you cut off your flow of oxygen, then all you're doing is causing hypoxia, right? So, anyways, critical thinking, guys. The parents are being irresponsible for letting that, you know, that well, that rule be enforced on your children. Okay? And if they have to do that, then, well, guess what? Then maybe don't breathe, okay? The way you want to, but if you poke some holes in that thing, maybe you can breathe better, right? Anyways, being irresponsible is what I see everywhere right now, you know. I see people throwing trash on the ground. That's being irresponsible. Okay, I see people not wanting to get ahead. That's irresponsible. Okay? A lot of people don't even want to do anything anymore, is because maybe you're being controlled by, what do you think? Okay? We just talked about it. The television, the computer, the black magic screen, okay? That's your cell phone. Remember, cell. Anyways, we won't get into gematria, but I think that's very important for everybody to learn. And if you don't know what gematria is where you take words, phrases, sentences, right? And you run them through what's called ciphers. And ciphers are secret code. And the secret code just, maybe if you know it, tells you a lot of stuff. But if you don't know it, it just brushes over your head. But there is a lot of coinky dinkies, okay? Like, well, like I said, we're not going to get into gematria. But if you want to learn more about gematria and seeing a lot of coinky dinkies, then you may want to look at, I've done 5 episodes on BitChute, and I don't promote it or anything. I'm just showing you what I've sort of seen, okay, and bringing together a lot of coincidences on, well, what we call the number 33, and also the mark of the beast, right? 666. And there's a lot of coinky dinkies there, as you'll see, okay? But like I said, that's a whole other thing. So, getting back to the irresponsibility, you know, if you haven't detoxed before, then you're being irresponsible for yourself, because you live in a place that is basically, in every city, is very toxic. Every car kicking out a ton of different heavy metals out of their fuel. Remember, you're putting in ethanol gas. I use ethanol-free gas in all my systems here. It's because I know what it does to my engine, and my small engines is exactly. Remember, the ethanol, what it does is it makes moisture, and it dries out my seals, rubber, and it causes a lot of extra heat that I don't need. So I use ethanol-free. And why is also that? What is ethanol made from? It's made from corn, right? Okay, so what do they use on corn? There's all different types of corn, right? But genetically modified corn uses ready-made Roundup, right? It's ready for Roundup. So they can make this corn and turn it into alcohol, and then you burn the corn, okay? The corn, of course, that's sprayed with Roundup, which is glyphosate, and everybody's car is kicking out a little bit of glyphosate. Jeez. We're glyphosate machines, right? So that's being irresponsible to the environment. You know, irresponsibility, like I said, goes deep. And if you really don't have critical thinking, it's like just driving by and people are spray painting on walls and stuff. That's being irresponsible, guys. Whatever you think, whatever you're doing, all you're doing is you're causing your beautiful city, no matter how, you know, unbeautiful it is. What you're doing is you're making it look like it's a jungle of just I was going to say some other things, but I won't. Okay, just desynchronized people writing on walls, graffitiing their own town to show what? Okay, all you're doing is making your town turn into a ghetto, and it's everywhere. I see it. Anyways, being irresponsible to yourself is eating a lot of foods that are loaded full of, again, Roundup. Do you know what the #1 cereal that has Roundup in? Okay, remember glyphosate? Take a guess. What do you think? Well, at least last time I looked, it was Cheerios. Has the highest amount of glyphosate in that cereal. I saw them at Costco when I was there the other day. And I saw a couple people buying them. I'm going, you're buying a cereal that's loaded full of glyphosate. And if you've got gut problems, remember, one of the things that I've learned is being responsible to myself is getting off of any type of glyphosate infection. Glyphosate. Okay? I know what it does to my sheep. If you haven't seen the video on my sheep dying, okay, this is good for you to see what glyphosate does. It destroys the gut wall lining. Forget it, the humans. Okay, we know it does that too. Why? Because it does it in the animals. But in the sheep, killed 9 of my sheep. So, yeah, that's not good. Slow kill. All my babies. Okay, remember, from the glyphosate, which is an herbicide. So if you want to fix your gut, look at my 1-year transformation and watch some of the videos that I've done in the year early 2020 is when I went on my animal-based products and fruit, staying away from all nuts, seeds, grains, okay, any rice, quinoa, anything. I don't care if it's organic or inorganic. I don't want to put any things in my gut until that are irritants until it is completely healed. Okay, and if you've got gut problems, remember, you may want to try the diet that I did. I call it the gecko diet, right? What does the gecko eat? It just eats meat and fruit. That's it. So there's a lot of plant poisons. Okay, when they're taken in small amounts, maybe they do help you, right? It's called hormesis. What won't kill you may make you be stronger. Okay, but if you put too much poison in, what does it do? It makes you weaker. So a lot of people doing the vegan diet is you're being irresponsible to yourself. Okay, you're just malnourishing yourself, and it's a good fast. That's it. And if you think you can sustain yourself by eating grass, okay, by just eating things that are mainly full of sugar and have a lot of plant poisons in them, then you're being irresponsible not looking into this. Remember, kale is loaded full of oxalates. Okay, even cacao is loaded full of oxalates. Black pepper, loaded full of oxalates. Okay, a lot of fruits are loaded full of oxalates, and if you keep eating almonds loaded full of oxalates, okay, and all the different types of grains that are totally irritative to the gut, what do you think your gut's going to do? You're going to have massive problems with your gut like I did, and I was irresponsible to myself, and I became responsible by stopping eating plants for a long time, for about a year. I haven't even hardly eaten any plants. I had a potato the other day. All it did was hurt my stomach. So remember, anything that's a grain is irritative to your gut. And you usually eat grains, you know why? It's not because they're so good for you, because it fills your bloody gut up. Remember Hamburger Helper, right? You get a pound of hamburger meat and you put all this rice and all this garbage, and you can feed a family of 6 with hamburger helper. Put in a bunch of extra grains that do nothing but basically, well, plug you up. So anyways, once you find out that you've got gut problems, then you going to the doctor, all they're going to do, most of them, and I'd say way over 95%, are going to give you a magic pill. They're not going to tell you to change your diet. They're not going to tell you to start maybe drinking distilled water. Okay? There's a lot of things for you to keep your body in check. And there's a lot of things you can do to yourself to keep your body in sickness. So we've got a lot of information on eartheracademy.com. I have several videos that I'm putting out right now. It's taken them a long time to put them together, but it's how I use certain types of therapies, which I'm not going to even mention here, that are very effective against flu, colds, infection. Very simple to do, very inexpensive to do. A lot of controversy over certain types of things that, well, other people, like, well, other countries use, other civilizations use for a lot of sickness, from malaria to parasites to just general detoxification. So I'll go into that. I call it a master class, is because I'm going to go over a lot of stuff. One of the videos we're putting out is what I do when I get the flu. And just so you know, flu in gematria is 33. Okay. Vaccination in gematria is 666. Did you know that? Kawinky dinky. Now, you know, like I said, gematria is pretty cool just because there's a lot of hidden things in the language that we speak. We speak English, right? English 33, from England 33. Specifically, London, England 33. Okay. What is 33? Again, I think it's responsible for us to be able to see the language that we speak, the codes that are within it. Sort of like a secret cipher where you put in a word, and that word will give you a meaning in numbers. And the 33, remember, represents the 1/3 of the angels that were either kicked out of heaven, as it says in the Bible, or left heaven because they didn't want to serve God's ways, right? 1/3 is equal to 33.333333, right? And if you subtract that from 100, the other side of the game, remember, the fallen angels, those that were kicked out of heaven, are the 33.3333, 1/3 numerically, and minus 100 is, what do you get? 66.66666, right? And if you add 33.333 and 66.666, you get 99.999999. The 3 favorite numbers of Tesla, right? The 3 indivisible numbers between themselves, 3, 6, and 9. Anyways, could it be possible that we speak a language, okay, that is, or has been designed from Latin, but it is a fallen angel or satanic language, coded deeply, okay, like humanity, right? What do you think that comes to? That's what they call us, right? 666. Okay. So it goes deep. So we'll stop there. But it's just coinky dinky that a lot of the people that are on the main stage, their names come up to 33. Okay. And again, I'm not going to mention them here, but a lot of the people that even are Well, mayors, governors, senators, right? How do you think they got there? How about some of them even have names that not only go to the 33, but go to the 666. Like, here's an example, and then we'll go on to irresponsibility back again. We're in 20 minutes. Okay. Kennedy, right? You've always heard of Robert Kennedy, right? You got seniors, juniors. Remember, that's a name that keeps on going, right? Robert in Gematria is 33. And 33 is what they say is the Freemasons, right? That's what they say. And you got Kennedy. Kennedy is also 33. So you got twin 33s there. And these are very important people, right? Then you've got yourself also another cipher in Kennedy. And what do you think it is? 666. Kawinky dinky. Just a little. And that's one out of thousands. Okay? So, enough of that. Anyways, being irresponsible to yourself is only because maybe you're just being ignorant. And I haven't had a lot to say lately because you know why, guys? If you haven't sort of seen what's going down right now, then, you know, it's hard for you to catch up on a lot of things. It just is. Oh, that guy's got a nice boat. It's hard for you to catch up on a lot of things. Okay. Remember, do you believe? Are you being faithful when you believe? Are you being responsible or irresponsible when you believe? Just think about that. If you believe, do you think that's being responsible? Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Do you believe in Santa Claus, right? Santa, turn those words around a little bit. Or not the words, but the letters. What do you get? Satan Claus, right? What do you think Santa Claus is in Gematria? Okay. Check it out. 666, right? I go over this in the episodes. Like I said, I got 5 of them. And it's just for educational purposes and entertainment purposes only. Okay? And it's edumacation, right? Just kawinky-dinky information. But if you've got the time right now, then you may want to go ahead and be responsible to yourself. Look in the mirror. Like I said, give yourself a good evaluation. And if you're overweight or you're skinny because you've been on the vegan diet, the vegetarian diet, the fruitarian diet, then you need to be responsible to yourself like I did. I had to rebuild myself. I gained 25 pounds of muscle. Okay? Had to regain back my health from the sick son of a gun I was before. And you have to have courage to go ahead and know that you are being irresponsible to yourself. Is because just because everybody else does it doesn't mean you have to do anything yourself. Just remember that. So if you're super skinny, then you know, and you're just malnourishing yourself. Your body is not absorbing nutrients, and or you are not putting nutrients in your body, and that may be caused by several things. Remember, potatoes, grains, rice, okay, all that stuff, there's no nutrition in that. It's just a bunch of fiber stuffing you up. Just remember that. You go to bed with a full belly, and your body is starving for nutrition. That's what you got. Okay? It's just what it is. And if you're a raw vegan, I'm just pointing this out. Guys, do as you wish. And in time, when you start bleeding out of your intestinal tract, you start getting sick and fed up of having bloating and gas and going to the bathroom 10 times a day, and your teeth start to go ahead and get cavities because you're eating a bunch of dried fruit, okay, a bunch of sugar. You've gained weight, okay? Vegans, you should be lean and mean. All I see is a lot of people, I'm not bagging on you, I'm just looking, observing, report of findings, and I see that group of people, okay, in the beginning, all go ahead and lean up a little bit. It's because you're now malnourished, you're like fasting, right? But after months, what happens is you start to become malnourished. That's just what it is. Okay? You're going to get pre-aged. You're going to start turning older quicker. You need vitamin A is what you need in your body if you're a female. And where are you going to get that from? Carrots? That's beta carotene. Your conversion rate is garbage, 3, 4, 5%. Okay, real retina A is in liver. Okay, 53,000 units of vitamin A, retinal A, in 4 ounces of liver. What a superfood. That is a superfood, especially for nourishing your body. And there are plant superfoods, but I'm not sure how good we can digest them. That's when I'm not sure. Okay, because a lot of the information that you get, remember, something is wanting you to become, right now, a vegan. They want you to stop eating flesh, and of course you should stop eating flesh if you're eating conventional flesh, because it's full of estrogen. All that marbling in the food, in the meat that you're eating, all those chickens that are being fed flax cake and soy cake and all the estrogen types of grains, what do you think is in that meat? Estrogen. What do you think that marbleization in the food is? Okay? In your, let's say, piece of meat that you're eating, it's got a bunch of marbleization in the muscle. Could it be possible that that is estrogen from the moldy hay, moldy grain, moldy food they feed these animals, the mold pellets they put in their ear to be able to make them become diabetic, make them gain weight, make them, well, get sick, so they have to give them antibiotics. You're eating sick animals, okay? Grass-fed only, grass-finished, wild animals, okay? Grow your own. You live in the city, remember, that's the devil's playground, okay? That's what it is. It's called the devil's playground. That's why they tell you not to drink and drive, but when you go put gas in your car, right, what do you have for sale there? Okay? Spirits, alcohol. Don't drink them on the way home, but we'll sell them to you here. Okay? It's oxymoron. So, anyways, if you're going to be responsible to yourself, then you got to be very smart. It's because you're going to have to learn from others that have been irresponsible, and they had the courage, okay? Had the courage to be able to backpedal and say, I was either wrong or I went too far on that therapy. Okay? Remember, everybody here, okay, is unique. You're not the same as me. I'm not the same as you. No one is the same. Nobody is the same. Just get that in your head. Everybody is unique. Everybody has a different level of consciousness, speed limit. Everybody has a level of decoding. Okay? A 3-year-old child sees the same as a 30-year-old child sees the same. Okay? But they don't decode the same, right? It is not what you look at, it is what you can see is what matters. And that's a quote from Manly P. Hall, 33-degree Mason. And if you haven't listened to he's got a lot of lectures back from the 40s, 50s. It's got a lot of good things for you to sort of listen to. That's all. Why? It's because maybe they want a lot of things out just to show you that there are different levels of consciousness. Okay, there's different levels of people. Okay, females have their attributes and males have their attributes, and what gives them their attributes is the hormones that your body has when you go through puberty and a young age. When you have testosterone when you're young, you turn into a male. That's how it works, right? And you get male characteristics. You get a beard, you get a deeper voice, you get a lot of things. You get more muscles, you get stronger. And if you have a lot of estrogen like the boys you see today, what do you see? I see a lot of, you can call them soy boys, right? Because you're eating a lot of soy, and soy is loaded full of estrogen. Flax is loaded full of estrogen. Lavender oil is loaded full of estrogen. Beer, hops beer, is loaded full of estrogen. Here, be a man, have a beer, right? Have some estrogen. So be responsible to yourself, guys. Give yourself a very good report. Okay, look in the mirror, take your clothes off, and give yourself a visual inspection. Don't lie to yourself. And if you need to upgrade, enhance, and optimize, then come to Earth Academy. There's lots of good stuff you can learn there. Lots of tips, okay, and things that I've done through my journey, just so I could go ahead and actually, well, really experiment with some things that I feel that others would want to know. Okay, and again, these are experiments. Everything you do is an experiment in your life. Everything you do is just research. Okay, everything. So no one's telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I've done. And remember, I've seen over 100,000 patient office visits being a doctor. You get a lot of practicing with people. A lot of practicing. If, of course, the doctor wants to practice with the patients. And I did. We did gallbladder flushes. I did everything with the patients there because we all tried. We all were figuring things out because I was practicing, right? And if I'm practicing enough, sooner or later, then I'm going to learn how to play that music instead of just practice it all the time. Okay, anyways, guys, be responsible to yourself. I got to figure out where I'm going here. Sort of lost. And I'm up in right now in Big Island, Hawaii, on about 2,000 feet up in the volcano area. So, anyways, guys, we will see you on the next video. Like I said, I got a lot of good videos coming out. Earther Academy is only $10 a month right now. Join, cancel anytime. Like I said, lots of good information there, okay, and lots of good information coming. So a lot of things that I'm just going to be doing now is just going to be on Earther Academy, just because there's just too much sensitivity on everything. Can't talk about nothing. Have to put your filter on big time. So anyways, like I said, if you're underweight, guys, you need to nourish yourself. If you're overweight, then you need to go ahead and slim yourself down, detox yourself down. Okay, quit inflaming. Body fat is inflammation. Body fat is a parasite. Body fat eats sugar and a bunch of garbage. Your body is plugged when you have body fat. Just so you know. Okay, watch our videos on saunas. Watch our videos on fasting. Watch our videos on detoxification. Watch our videos on just increasing your hormones, like your testosterone. How do you do that? How do I do that? Okay, remember, I'm 60 years old right now. And shoot, I went to the beach the other day and all I saw was mostly a bunch of fatties. Guys and girls. Okay? And I saw some guys in shape. Okay? I didn't see too many girls in shape, but I saw some guys. Anyways, I gotta go. Okay. Aloha. We'll see you next time.